Hey everybody, it's Doc. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to do a quick and dirty video where I'm going to show you my 3 favorite Milwaukee electric tools. Now this is something that you might be kind of on the verge of thinking about buying, but the tools are expensive, which Milwaukee tools always have been. But to compound that, the batteries are super expensive as well. So I'm going to show you these tools, how I use them, and we'll see if they're of value to you. Stick with me, we'll get right to it. Okay, so these are the 3 tools that I highly recommend. We'll go through these one by one, and then later on I'll show you how well they work. So first off is, absolutely my favorite, the impact driver. I use this more than either of the other 2 probably. And the thing I love the most about this, and you're looking at, I think the impact driver itself is probably a couple of $100, and the drawback is the batteries are expensive. The batteries run between $170 to $200 a piece. And then if you get the charger, that's a little bit more expensive. So you're looking at 2 batteries and the charger, probably around $350. Now, that said, if you use the batteries in all the tools, the more tools that you get that you're using the batteries in, well, obviously it works out better for you. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But the other thing you want to pay attention to is the battery itself. To operate the chainsaw and the impact driver, you have to have the big high output 12.0 battery. And you may be tempted to buy a generic battery, a Chinese battery off of Amazon. And I'll tell you, I ran into 2 things. 1, they don't put out the output they're supposed to, so they don't work. And 2, they don't slide into that chainsaw. That's for certain. So they're not quality. Don't waste your time. I tried it for you. Doesn't work. I thought I could get off cheap, and it doesn't work that way. Luckily, Amazon has free returns. And upon mentioning Amazon, there will be links for all these products in the description. We are an Amazon affiliate. So what that means is if you click on the link, we get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps us do the kind of videos that we like to do. So I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that link. And of course, as always, like, subscribe, and share these videos. Feel free to comment. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Now back to the impact driver. So normally when I'm gonna take my summer tires or my winter tires off and put my summer tires on, I would have to fire up my air compressor. I would have to jump up and down to get my hose off of the ceiling there. And then I would use that obviously to take off the lug nuts. Now the one advantage that air has over the driver is the fact that I also have the capability of filling the tires if they're low, and I also have the capability of using the blower to blow out any dirt and dust and stuff like that to clean up an area, which a lot of times you need to do. So there are a few drawbacks with having an impact driver, but one of the main advantages of using an impact driver or having this setup is the fact that you can take it on the road with you, which I have and I have used. So if you have a flat on the road, you can use the impact driver to raise up your jack if you're set up that way, and you can also be basically pulled off the road, fix your tire or replace your tire, and back on the road very quickly. And we never want to be stuck alongside the road for very long because people kind of gravitate towards you, and there's more of a chance of an accident. And of course, there's always a chance that someone can take advantage of people who are broken down. So impact driver is awesome. As you can see, the battery-operated Milwaukee impact tool makes that job significantly easier because I don't have to do a setup. I can just get out the tool, go to work, and it's quick, easy, and it's done. And then we would move on to the chainsaw. Now, the chainsaw is actually my initial purchase, and the reason for that was that I had been buying steel chainsaws for years, only to find that the newest steel chainsaws are actually garbage, and I won't buy anymore. And I decided to start looking for something that would work in its stead. Now, I don't go out and saw every day, but I do have a lot of downed trees in the spring, which I will show you later. And this ends up being something that I use, once or twice a year. I don't use it extensively, so I'm not a guy I'm not out sawing every day. But I do know people that do, that have Milwaukee electric chainsaws, and they're in love with them. So that was one of the main impetus for me to actually spend the money. Again, this product's somewhere around $250, and of course the battery's going to cost a little bit more. And of course you want to have an extra battery in case you're out sawing and you run out of battery. The one thing I can say about this is it seems like it's built pretty light, and physically it is light. It's a lot lighter than a regular chainsaw. I'm not sure how well it will hold up, but so far I cut up an entire willow tree with it, and it's held up great. So it's been a good chainsaw. I think it's worth the money. Essentially for the price, you're looking at $350, $400 for a Stihl chainsaw, whereas with this you're looking at $250 probably for the chainsaw and $170 for the battery. So you're kind of in that same territory, but the nice thing is you can take the power plant out of this, switch it to that, and it becomes a multi-purpose power plant, which is really nice. Then we get to, and we're gonna go cut up some trees later with that. May not be today, but we'll get that done, and you'll see how well it works. And then this is another item. This gets used a lot, and you wouldn't think that a blower would be all that useful, but the old style blower, you'd have to start it like a chainsaw, you'd have to get it warmed up, blah, blah, blah. Whereas this is instant on gratification every time. It works amazing, and I use it literally for everything now, as far as blowing the bird poop out of the dog kennel, blowing the grass off of the mowers, and also I dry my car with it. So it's really useful now, and I can basically say that the battery operated tool has made that the way it is, because I don't have to worry about starting it, I don't have to worry about fuel. It's instant gratification, and don't we all love that? I'll show you how this works later too. Give me a big blow job there. I really like the fact that I don't have to have it running. I can use it as I need to. And I mowed the grass this morning. It was really wet. I don't want this stuff to stick to the deck, so look at that magic. This alone makes this tool set worth it. Okay, so it's about 6 months later. Today we are out with the Milwaukee electric chainsaw, and I'm going to show you how well that works. One of the things I wanted to point out is that one of the advantages of having an electric chainsaw is I spent an hour last night trying to get this thing running, because we only use it once or twice a year, and it was a giant pain in the butt. Whereas the Milwaukee chainsaw, stuck the battery in it, started right up.